Dear friends, welcome again in the second webinar session. We're going with Peter the Great Polytechnic University, and today we will have with us the representative Anna, and that will tell us more about the university. So let's welcome together Anna. How are you, dear?
Hello.
Hello. Welcome again in this special webinar session with the Great Polytechnic University. So before we giving the floor to Anna, that for sure she prepared something special for us today, telling us about this great university. I would like to remind our audience that Peter the Great University is one of the, let's say, top-ranked polytechnic universities in Russia, which means for those students who are interested to study engineering programs, this is a special option for you. So, dear Anna, we can see your presentation and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you again for inviting us and the participation in the study fair. Welcome to everybody who will join us or listen later to us. And we are very welcoming you at Polytech University. Thank you for the short introduction. And you are absolutely right. If you would like to study engineering, then it's the right place to do it because not only of the educational programs we are offering, but because also of the history of our university, which for sure has been from the very beginning an engineering university. And I think it's very important if a university has really this very specialization. Yeah. So a little bit about the placement of our university. We are in St. Petersburg. For introduction here, a little bit of photos, but St. Petersburg is known not only for the very beautiful views at the photos, but also with the very good connections to industry, to the market, to working places for our students. So in St. Petersburg, you can find not only a good place for sightseeing, but also very good places for studying. We are located in the very western part of Russian Federation. St. Petersburg is the second largest city in Russia and very affordable for students because the infrastructure of the city allows to do a lot. And our campus is not far away from the city center. So 20 minutes by bus or by public transport, by metro, and you are in the middle of the city. And we have what is also very unique about our university, we have an own campus. So the dormitories, the study places, everything is located at one spot. One spot is good to say, between 4 metro stations. So it's very huge, large campus, but a little bit more about this later. So among the Russian universities, we are top 3 among international students. So we have also a great of experience with international students from 127 countries and around 8,500 international students we have now. The total number of students are about 33,000. We have 2 representative offices abroad also, so we are international, trying and being very active. And of course, as I already mentioned, the whole infrastructure which is necessary for a university, the places for study, the library, R&D centers, dormitories, and so on.
Anna, if you allow me, please, regarding that slide. So you mean that at the moment there are 8,500 international students studying at Peter the Great Polytechnic University?
Yes, but I have, of course, to mention in distant format, online and offline. We have also students who are, because of the pandemic situation, didn't arrive yet, and so they are still studying in online modus. So at least the half of the students is here located in St. Petersburg, and about the half is in online format.
But I do believe this is in general very important for international students to understand that they will, when they come to study in such as university, where are a lot of international students that also adding a great value for their journey in the university, which is an important thing. Yeah.
Yes, we of course understand that it's for the students the most interesting to be located here, but because of the pandemic, first of all, not all the countries have the possibility because of the visa, because of a lot of
Right.
stuff, and our educational process. They are like mixed in a mixed modus, so that the institutes can lead the lessons for the students who are abroad and for the students who are here. So it's everything. It thought we had 2 years of experience with that. But of course, I have to mention that within the 8,500 students we are mentioning, it is also the students who are attending our short-term programs, summer, winter schools, internships. So it's the whole sum. That is also.
I mean, comparing with other universities, I do believe that one of the biggest universities that have international students is Rudin, and I believe it's somewhere around. So this is an important fact to highlight regarding Tech University, I believe. So yeah, great, Anna.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a really big community. We can say it like this. Yes, as well as, but of course, the international students are very involved in the whole process, and I will talk about it a little bit later. Because for the students, important is not only the education, but also the students and social life, and we are trying to do everything that our students are involved at the same as our Russian students. So about the educational process, we have 13 institutes representing all fields. We have started with the engineering, but economics, physics, electronics, civil engineering, they are also represented at our university. So the student can find like everything what he would like to study also at our universities. And at the educational programs, we have foundation program. Foundation program is for the students who do not speak Russian language and would like to attend the program Bachelor Master in Russian language. So they can visit the foundation program for 1 year, learn Russian language, and then to enroll into the main program. So for that, we have Bachelor Master programs in Russian. But for the students who do not want to enter our university through the University Foundation program, they can also do it directly and study at international Bachelor or Master program in English. So we offer both, as well as in Russian language, as well as in international in English language. So PhD, double degree programs, short-term programs, we are trying to offer any kind of educational programs which are on the market now, also at our university. We have for all the programs a lot of information, particular information, and we have prepared the QR code, so the students who are watching us can like make a photo with the phone and will come directly to the website. So I will be not talking very particular about all the enrolling process. So we have here the dates, we have here the costs which are important, and the whole information the student can find clicking on the QR code through the mobile phone.
But Anna, if you allow me, before we crossing to talk deeply about the programs and the admission process. One of let's say the common things that we're receiving nowadays from students from all around the world regarding the transferring of the tuition fees, of the hostel fees from the student country to the let's say Polytech University the student choose. So regarding which is of course related with today's situation. So my question is the following: do you have any new updates in the international office regarding the newly upcoming students who would like to study at Polytech? How they can process their fees payments, hostel payments? Is there any updates from your side? Any plans you think about?
I have to say we have updates like every not week, but every month for sure, because it's depending on the banking transfer system. And in the current situation, it's changing everything. And we are in touch with the banks, which are not under sanctions, and there are some banks in Russia still which can fulfill this money transfer without any problems, so that they the fees from the parents, for example, can be transferred to the bank here in Russia, and the student can open a card, redirect this money to the card and then pay with the card. So it's possible, but we are monitoring the situation a lot because the time is changing, the banks are changing, and we have at our international student department the information hanging out on the website. We are also hanging out this information, and every time the current information about the banks and the possibilities, the problems, frequently asked questions, of course, of students, because we have to mention that from different countries there are different problems with the money transfer sometimes. So we are accumulating them and getting in touch. So of course we are helping the students absolutely to get in touch not only by themselves with the banks, because sometimes the problem is in the country, sometimes the problem is here, sometimes the problem is somewhere in between, but the students have to be absolutely sure that we will help solve all the problems which are connected to
but you believe that the option, or let's say the old-fashioned option, where the students was getting their invitation, their admission, and then upon arrival to Russia they pay the tuition fees, do you believe that this option, let's say, could work in today's situation with the
with the beginning of the next academic year?
Well, I mean the students will get admission from Polytech and their invitation, and upon their arrival to St. Petersburg, they will pay the fees on cash. I mean, they will bring the money with them.
With them in the case.
Yeah,
so the study process is going on. The students are also now, for example, paying, because some of students are paying the whole amount, some are paying partly. So it's going on. We have, as we are really accumulating all the problems immediately, we have also the solutions for that. So on our webpage, we have also a special place where we putting this information out for the students in all our social networks. We are also putting it out, but yes, I'm sure that there will be the possibility that the students will getting enrolled, studying, paying, transferring money also. But like I told you, we have now a special amount of banks with which we can work with. So not we, but the students. So it's not in foreign times all the banks where it has been possible to transfer the money. Now there are like a few, but there are still the possibilities. At our webpage, we have, of course, the money transfer from abroad spot, the information about the MIR. It's like a pay system in Russia. Bank card, how you can make this MIR bank card to use the money which has been transferred. We have information about the Union International China system, which is also working here. Yes, and the information is giving very particular. So
that's I even can add to you that the Corona Pay, which is Zolotaya Corona here in Russia, even I know some students here in Moscow, they start getting money from Middle East especially. So yes, great. There's a new options every day, starting updates. But as we both of us know, and many students, this situation, it's making a little bit worse.
And with the time, new payment system are coming. Like for example, MoneyGram. It's something like Western Union. And or Contact. It's also a paying system, and we are updating also this information because it's changing. It's transformations are there, but it's a very important question. We understand absolutely this that every parent, every student is asking about it, but we are finding the solutions for it.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for this clarification about the payment.
So now coming back to the part about the degree programs, we have also on our webpage and here in the presentation the degree programs, all the information about the degree programs taught in Russian. The application process will be conducted till the 1st of August. Yes, so it has started in February and will be conducted till the 1st of August. So there is enough of time to apply to our university. There are not a lot of documents we need. Passport, diploma, transcript, the translation into Russian. We have the information about our entrance exams also on our webpage. And after you passed all the entrance exams, and between this, the student gets also access to the application personal cabinet of the applicant. And so we are also in touch in a chat with all of our students and applicants during their application process. So the same for international bachelor degree degrees programs in English. We have 3 of them. A little bit more international programs in English we have in the master level in the different fields, in engineering, in natural science, in management. So everything is also listed here in the presentation and on our website. So the application process is the same, the 1st of August, but we understand also that not all the documents, there are often the problems with the documents uploading. So it's important to mention that till the 1st of August, you have to make an application. The documents you can upload till September, that's not a problem, because some countries have problem with the translation, because of the lockdown, for example.
Especially India last year, right?
Yeah. So the students should be sure that the most important, we should get their attendance to study at us till the 1st of August. And with all the documents, it has time. So, of course, I have to mention about the scholarship opportunities, not for the next year of study, but for the year of study 2023-24 in autumn. In September, the new application process via the website Education in Russia will start, and also the Olympiad Open Doors will start. So these are 2 possibilities to study at our universities in Russia with the scholarship. So that means that the student do not have to pay the tuition fee. It's the Russian governmental scholarship program, and we are also inviting the students to participate in this program and not to be afraid, because a lot of students are sometimes afraid. No, it's like the same. You are passing interviews, you are passing exams, but you have the opportunity to get a tuition-free study place. Why not to?
Of course.
Right. So I think about the educational process, I said a lot. A little bit more coming back to our Polytech campus. We have the campus area of 120 hectares, so it's a lot. We have here our sports complex, our dormitory complex, like our own forest, as you can see on the map. Because a little bit about the history, the university, when it has been founded in 1899, it was far away from the city center. The idea was that the students should be in the middle of the forest, concentrated on education, concentrated on the labs, and so on. And so in the middle of the forest, our university has been built. In this 125 years, the city has grown, and now we are just the north of the city. So we are not anymore in the forest, but a little bit of this green field is still in our campus area. So it's very compact. You will find everything what is necessary. The students are also asking about the costs for the dormitory. The cost of the dormitory monthly are between 5,000 and 7,000 rubles. In one room, 2-3 students are living, and everything is in the dormitory, like canteen, laundry. We have also the medical office at our international campus part. So everything is available, and like I told in the beginning, the city center is available by public transport in 20 minutes. So for the free time, the students can also participate in some Fab Lab workshops in Students Club, in the student community. They can sing, they can bring their musical instruments with them, because we have also like a music club, and the students who are participating in this music club, they have also, we have our own concert hall, so they can attend also the concerts there. If you dance, you can dance. If you'd like to make some cultural events, because we have also this intercultural club, please feel free. As a student, you have also the opportunity to go to our 1000 camp at the Black Sea in the summer. So yeah, a lot of things are available. And yeah, I think I have mentioned it also, the student life as the communities here also listed. For the students who are arriving, we have the student buddy program. That means that if the student is applying for it for free, a student will pick him or her up at the airport and be like his buddy for the first week. Go to the dormitory, go to the medical complex, go to the library, show the campus
like
around.
orientation week,
Yeah, orientation week with his own buddy. So we have a lot of international students who are first of all coming, and the buddy is picking him or her up, and then later the international students becoming a buddy themselves.
Okay.
So yeah, it's also, I think, very interesting. For research, for like the career, not only for education and for student life, also a lot of students are asking what I can do in my professional field. We have our own research center for advanced digital technologies, about 35 research laboratories, and we are cooperating with academic and industrial Russian partners. So different fields are covered in this research cluster, in this research complex. And of course, the students during their study period can be involved in the research work, maybe stay for a PhD later, and build up their like scientific career also here. Starting with the educational. So I think for today that's all. If there are any questions, we are in contact through our different
yeah, as we see, your email, phone number, so difference. Anna, you told us a lot of interesting things today, but I would like to come back to you regarding a question we received from the previous webinar session, and it was related with the entrance exam at Polytech. You know, like, I don't know, is that a truth or fact, or just the students thought? They saying that at Polytech it's very hard. They're giving a very hard entrance exam for the students, especially in the English department. So I don't know how much is that right or no. I would like to hear from your part. So, I mean, do you provide like a sample of the questions to the students before, so they can understand what kind of topics, how the questions will be in their entrance exam? In case if the student failed in the entrance exam, is there any other chance for them to apply? Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with that, please?
So now the entrance exams are online, held online. Yes, we had started this practice 2 years ago because of the pandemic and the online application, and we are conducting it, this also this year. So that means that the students do not have extra to come here to participate in the exams. For different fields, there are different exams. Like I told you, if you are involving in the English taught program, you do not have to do the Russian language, so you do have to do the English language. And of course, you have the student has to understand that the English has to be also a little bit specialized. Like if he would like to study engineering, then it's the one. Economics, otherwise. I wouldn't say that there are. Of course, the exams are demanding because we would like to check like the knowledge and the language if it's an international program. But the students, as they are in contact with the moderator during the application process, can ask any questions about how I, as an applicant, can prepare before the exam. We are in touch with the institutes. The institutes are updating us at the international office with the necessary information. So if a student writes to us, I will apply for an international program in economic. Oh, I don't know what to read, how, what. So we are asking our institute for industrial management, economics and trade, what is this year the requirements? Yes, what the student should know. Is it like general information, or are there some specific things that he or she should know? And we can send then to the students. And another point, we have an exam test sample on our website. So the student can check how it has been the previous years, can download it and understand. So the exams are in form of a test. Yes, some institutes are also making like an interview, but this interview is more for understanding within the field of study. There are a lot of programs, and sometimes the students are applying for the field but do not know really what kind of program he or she should choose. So some institutes are also providing, beside of the exams, an interview, and the students should not be scared. It's not like an interview for a job. It's an interview for the student to understand what 5 programs, for example, and which is, and all in, I don't know, in engineering, but what is the point for the students? And so some institutes, they are making this interview, asking the students about the previous education. I think it's the most for the master students, because they have already the previous education and what you would like to do in your scientific research. And I would like to suggest that the students should not be afraid of these interviews, because the interview should help to understand which program is the appropriate. And for the if there will be a question about the exams, you can download and sample at our website. And you will...
From my side, I do believe always answering the students that high-ranked universities here in Russia, they have another policy of admission. Of course, they will give a lot of attention on the quality of the students, because it's not only about the numbers. The universities with high rank, they're looking for a quality students that will add value in the university. So that's also, thank you for your answers. Maybe I can pick the last question, dear Anna, which is related with the hostel. As we see in the presentation, the fees was somewhere between 5,000 to 7,000 rubles per month. So the question is related with the availability of hostel for the international students. So at Politek, you guarantee a place for all coming international students, a place in the student hostel. This is from one side. And continuing to this question, for the postgraduate applicants, let's say students who would like to study master or PhD, sometimes they are, let's say, not 18 years old like the bachelor applicants, and they're looking for more comfort. Is there any option at Politek for this kind of students? Maybe it costs a little bit more than what you mentioned in the presentation, but we have a question in this type. What you can tell us about it?
So at the Russian Federation in general, the universities is paying attention to the dormitories of all students. So in Russia, we have also a lot of students coming from very far away cities to Moscow, Petersburg, or Novosibirsk, or so on. So the students are migrating active, and so the university has to provide for enough dormitory places for all students coming. Or we cannot take more than there are coming. So there's a very high restriction on the governmental level. So every student, also international students, can be sure that they will get a dormitory place. Of course, it's not like on the 1st September he is coming and saying, I need a dormitory place. No. In the welcome package for the students, we're providing information that you have to say to the dormitory 2 weeks before that you would like to arrive. So that we can prepare everything and understand this dormitory is completed. So the next dormitory. Yes, we have a big dormitory complex here at our university campus. So the student get the place if he contact the dormitory in advance. So not there are we have 18 dormitories. So it's enough place, but it's regulated.
Okay.
There are students, some students like to live not in the dormitory but in the flat. It's also possible. Where they can sometimes they're cooperating, maybe not in the first year of their stay here, but second, third. Master students, PhD students are doing this. It's also possible here in St. Petersburg. So about the fees, yeah, that's why it's between 5,000 and 7,000. There are some points which the students also can say when he is arriving. The PhD students are living in 2-person rooms. So not 3, but 2-person rooms. It's
Okay,
also
2 persons. Okay, so to give them more.
they have the idea is that they are more concentrating on the research process, and so the PhD students are living not in the 3-person rooms, but in the 2. And there is a special dorm for PhD students. That's we have to point out. Bachelor master students, they are mixed also with Russian students sometimes, so that is very intercultural. The first year students, they are arriving, they are orientating a little bit, and if there are some problems or some wishes, they can also provide them to the dormitory.
Okay, clear. So, dear Anna, as always, we're having a big pleasure to have this time with you, telling us more about the beautiful, great St. Petersburg as well as the Polytech University. So, before we finishing this webinar session, maybe you would like to say something from you, wishing to those who are watching us right now on the Telegram, on YouTube, everywhere we're receiving these questions. So, yeah.
So I would say that the students should not be afraid of anything, not be afraid of exams, of circumstances, of different things, because we as a university are really in touch 24 hours with our applicants and with our students. Of course, there are some questions every time, and we will answer them. So do not be afraid of anything, and also not afraid of answering. Of questioning us.
Questioning.
The most important is if there is anything to ask, you can ask us, you can reach us, and we will find the most comfortable way for you, for the student, to feel here at our campus like at home.